Hi, I'm Claire Matthews and I'm here today with Julian Toll of Brandscreen. So Brandscreen works with a system called real-time bidding. What is real-time bidding?
Real-time bidding goes under a number of different names. Usually what we mean by real-time bidding, RTB, programmatic media trading, is targeting users in real time whilst they're in the browser. Part of the ecosystem where buyers are coming in and expressing what they need in terms of a set of goals and budgets. There is an ad exchange in the middle. That ad exchange is providing liquidity for the exchange environment, just like in a financial environment. You have buyers and you have sellers and you have an exchange in the middle. This is all about doing the same thing, but we're not doing it with financial instruments or stocks or shares or currencies. We're doing it with literally people.
So real-time media buying is experiencing quite a lot of growth at the moment. What is driving it, and do you think this growth is going to continue?
You know, this industry has struggled for a long time with having really inappropriate systems for trading digital media at the kind of scale that we're talking about. So the kind of offline media buying systems that resulted in an insertion order work really badly for large-scale insertions where you have literally millions of websites. A lot of the technology which is available now to relatively small companies such as ourselves, you know, we can actually go and build data centers across a big region for, let's say, tens of millions, not hundreds of millions. So we can actually put in infrastructure which will do this very high performance, low latency computing that we needed to do. That wasn't available 5 years ago. And I think the third reason is just purely performance. I mean, this really, from an advertiser's point of view, you know, when they see the results of automated media bidding in a performance campaign compared to what they used to see in a typical ad network, you know, typically around half the cost, you know, or double the improvement in performance is not that exceptional. So that is really the engine for growth eventually, is the ultimate performance and value.
Well, RTB has really taken off in the US. What Asian markets is it latching onto now?
You know, everything has to sort of start together. That's the tough thing with RTB. You need to have a sufficient supply side and sufficient demand side to make it worthwhile. So we tend to very slowly get to a market tipping point. Again, the numbers in the States, 3% in March 2010 became 64% by September 2011. I mean, that's amazing, right? So that's that tipping point. And we're seeing the same thing right now in Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Hong Kong, and we are seeing the first signs of that right now in Japan, Korea and China. I think India will take maybe 6 months to a year longer.
Well, you say you've had a lot of success attracting performance dollars. What about brand dollars?
So brand dollars definitely are in the system, in that you know, you definitely have brands that will do what you might call the traditional cost per thousand buy on the level of a website, right? I want to be on these sites at this time, at this price, with these ads. And just being there is enough. I don't need to look at the clicks and I don't need to look at the conversions. I'm just happy if I can validate the fact that my consumer, my user really saw me. The bar, I think, is going to be set a lot higher than that, though. The bar that we need to set is, how do you really understand what a user's engagement is with a particular brand? What are they doing? Are they liking you? Are they tweeting about you? Are they watching one video and sending it to a friend? You know, how are they engaging with you? It's not just enough to say, we think they saw it.
Are there people who don't want to get involved in RTB, and why is that so?
Certainly, I think there's room for caution and for moving incrementally. So I would encourage cautious skepticism about every new technology, right? A lot of new technologies come out of the box overhyped and underprepared for prime time. And I think that's where this very long gestation period of RTB, really it's had 5 years of growing up and getting to a point now where the story that we're telling is actually not this exists or this is new or this is exciting, but actually the story is this is reaching scale, this is now going past a tipping point. So if anyone says, look, it's not for me, that's fine. I mean, they don't have to have what I say in their media mix. But should they be aware of it and should they have it in their toolbox? Yeah, of course.
So tell me, who is winning and who is losing in the RTB market?
Yeah, that's a great question, because actually from different sides of the business, I mean, one of the groups that has been the most reluctant to embrace this sort of trading has been premium publishers. Premium publishers say, look, you know, we have really desirable content, we pay a lot of money for it, we have extremely good customers who interact with our product, you know, at fantastic levels. We're not going to let someone come in and just bid for our users, right? That's just crazy. They have actually turned out to be some of the biggest winners because, you know, funnily enough, buyers know that. They recognize that brand. The downside is for those publishers with large quantities of undifferentiated media. They're the losers. They're the losers because suddenly their inventory is being valued for what it is. You know, it's not being engaged with. It might be 15 pages deep. No one's going in there. No one's clicking on it. No one's seeing the ads. That gets punished really badly. So there is a very sharp, if you like, move away from the center line. We get publishers that are very happy winners and others that are very big losers on the sell side. On the buy side, it's really easy to identify the winners. The winners are those that have taken a very big chunk of money off their performance or increased their performance or reduced their costs significantly.
What about with agencies? What's happening there?
Most of the big 7 global media holding companies have created a trading desk operation, a distinct operation within their businesses. And some of them do it, you know, extraordinarily well. They really have partnered with technology companies like Brandscreen, with services companies that are providing data with their customers and their technologies, if you like, to plug in this. You know, they have in many ways helped to lead this industry into the position that it's now in.
And how are technology companies getting involved?
We have technology companies that have emerged like Brandscreen, AdMeld, Rubicon, specialized in the area. The big winners are people like Amazon because they provide a lot of the cloud infrastructure that a lot of people use. Some very big infrastructure plays, you know, in this market. This is the kind of internet bandwidth that really chews up large percentages of countries' capacity. It really is. It is very much a pure, what we call big data play. And I think we're going to see a reasonably strong amount of consolidation in the Western world around Google and Microsoft and maybe AOL, Yahoo, a few others, large ones like Rubicon perhaps. And within China, we have AdChina coming into the market. We have Taobao now operating an exchange in China. I think we'll see a Korean exchange quite shortly. We've already got 2 really strong all Japanese exchanges. But I do think we're not going to see hundreds and hundreds of these. We're going to see a relatively small number of very large sell-side exchanges operating, and those will mostly be operated by the large technology firms. So you know, it's I think it's a great time to be in tech. It's a really great time to be in ad tech in particular.